When you think of comfort in this term in relationship, let's talk about us. What does comfort mean for us? What do you mean by comfort?
Safety and connectedness. For the most part, I feel connected to you quite a bit, and I feel safe in your presence. And that's definitely a relationship thing, not an environmental thing.
So physically safe, emotionally safe.
Emotion-
When you define safe for me a little bit more.
I would definitely all of the above. It's feel safe physically, feel safe to be able to talk about anything, emotionally speaking, and not feel like I'm going to be laughed at or criticized. That feels safe to know that you can talk about absolutely anything, that you can be authentic with somebody.
Okay. So when you say safe in this concern, my mind always around safety goes immediately to safe and secure and kind of a physical presence. But you're really talking more about the ability to have conversations that are maybe hard, or to come to me with something that you're struggling with and not be made fun of for it or whatever. Have we always been good at that? So I'm kind of thinking about that. And I think over time, I probably have gotten less judgy and more receptive to a lot of the conversations we have than maybe I was in my 20s and 30s. Is that a fair assessment?
I would think so, because I was thinking.
You would think so. Hopefully, you know so.
I know so.
We're talking about us.
Yes. And there is a difference in that safety and security, especially when you start dating in your teens, right? And you get married in your early 20s. You're kind of immature then. And so safety and security might mean something different then than it does now.
Melissa just alluded to it a little bit. We dated in our high school years, got engaged coming out of college, got married right out of college, and then more or less grew up together from a very young early days. And so I think emotional safety in particular has probably changed a tremendous amount over the course of our thing.
Correct.
Physical safety's always been there. Emotion, like the trust in each other has probably always been there. But just knowing from myself and how I process things and how I can be not dismissive, but just a little like, if it doesn't resonate with me, it took me a long time to realize that people resonate different things. And like, well, an example of this might be, you're much more emotional than I am. You're an empath with your career, with the way you process emotions. I don't process emotions anywhere near the same as you do. Right. You're shaking your head. Are you agreeing? You're disagreeing?
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing. Yeah, definitely. But with time, I have found that you are more accepting of that, or
right,
like you said, not as judgy. You're okay. We'll get into predictability in a bit, but there's that comfort in knowing that you know me well enough that you're not going to laugh if I say, oh, if I'm crying. Actually, I still kind of have troubles with that one. If I'm like crying, did you see I was crying during that last episode at Outlander when they were doing the touchy-feely talking things?
No, but I didn't see it, but I knew you had to be, because I was sitting there going, oh my gosh, they're trying to make you cry at every moment. There's no way you're not crying over there.
I try not to do it in front of y'all, but not as much as I used to. Back in the day, I'd be like, somebody would laugh at me. This time, you might just pat me on the leg or something. So not quite as,
right.
It doesn't feel quite as fun.
Fair enough.
But
another way that I think comfort can be defined for us or shows up in our relationship is we've gotten to a level of comfort with each other that we are grateful for sort of our routines and our interactions and our daily patterns, if you will, because they're comfortable. We have lots of joy in our daily experiences because we've created a comfortable, safe interaction with each other that you can sort of laugh at the little things, or you can make fun of the things you find ridiculous or stupid, or you can be upset about something inside our four walls that maybe is happening outside our four walls. Is that another way that you look at comfort?
Yeah, most definitely. Not just be comfortable when exciting things are happening, but also when, just like you said, the day-to-day, cooking dinner or doing, but that comfort of just being in another person's presence.
Yeah, I think that's a nice way of saying that. I like that. And you talked about the ability to, the safety part of coming to each other with topics that might be hard or anything. But I think there's another piece of that, which is feeling understood when you come to somebody and you have a level of comfort with them that they sort of know your past perspective, your past history, your sort of background to a level that when you come to something, it's not a new or foreign concept. They have this sort of history with you that they can help you through those things. And you're sort of being seen more than just a random thought. Is that what you mean by feeling understood?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So those are all ways that comfort shows up in our life. Comfort might show up for you differently in your relationship, but the idea here is that things that allow your body to relax, to be a little more authentic with each other, to be a little more open with each other, are the things that we see as positives and what comfort looks like in our relationship.